Topic 1.5 New Monarchies from 1450 to 1648. New ideas from the Renaissance sparked the creation of new governmental and civil institutions, foundations for many modern government concepts. These new monarchs concentrated on centralizing government, establishing tax collection monopolies, employing military force, and advancing religious reform to control religious practices more tightly. Monarchs such as Henry VIII and Elizabeth I became known for their religious reforms. Henry VIII initiated the English Reformation due to the Catholic Church's refusal to sanction his divorce from Catherine of Aragon. This led him to dissolve monasteries and establish the Church of England, separate from the Catholic Church. This move facilitated the spread of Protestant ideals in England and Europe. Beginning of new monarchies. After the Hundred Years' War and the Great Schism, nobility and clergy lost much of their power, paving the way for robust monarchies. Kings fostered alliances with townspeople proficient in business who took on roles as lawyers, diplomats, and military tacticians. This shift broke feudal society bonds and nurtured the rise of sovereign states. The 15th century saw the creation of standing armies. That's a permanent army. So traditional cavalry gave way to artillery and infantry units. Under Charles VII's leadership, France epitomized this transition with a permanent professional army. In 1469, the union of Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, these guys were the same age as many of my students, marked the dawn of a prominent Spanish era. Their reign unified Spain, with key conquests including Granada and Naples and the annexation of Navarre. While Spain had been a mosaic of Jewish, Christian, and Muslim influences, it transitioned to a predominantly Christian nation. Ventures across oceans, especially the partnership with Christopher Columbus, established a significant Spanish empire in Mexico and Peru, fueling Spain's economic ascent before inflation intervened. In Italy, Renaissance ideals spurred political fragmentation. They broke apart, they didn't unify. Secular state theories gained traction, with prominent figures like Jean Baudin, Hugo Grotius, and Machiavelli advocating for a state without official religious ties. During this period, however, merchants and financiers in Renaissance Italy and Northern Europe gained power and social status, setting a precedent for societal structures in the following centuries. Concepts to understand the new monarchies. The Spanish Inquisition, 1478, arguably till 1834. It's a tribunal established by Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile to ensure Catholic orthodoxy across Spain. Only Catholicism. Initially aimed to root out heresies and convert Jews and Muslims, it later expanded to censoring books and curbing Enlightenment ideas. This period was marked by strict religious persecution and the suppression of divergent views, significantly affecting the intellectual and moral landscape of Spain for centuries. Next, we have the Concordat of Bologna, and this is a treaty signed between King Francis I of France and Pope Leo X, or the 10th, which allowed the French king to appoint bishops in France, reinforcing the influence of the monarchy over the church in the region. This agreement helped in establishing a relative harmony between the church and state in France, shaping its religious policies for many years to come. Number 3, we have the Peace of Augsburg. It's a treaty that ended the religious struggle between the Catholic Holy Roman Emperor, Charles V, and the Protestant or Lutheran princes in the Holy Roman Empire. It's very interesting. It established the principle of caius regio, eius religio, which meant that the religion of the ruler was to dictate the religion of the ruled. This treaty was a pivotal step in acknowledging the Protestant religion and giving it a legal standing, albeit limited to Lutheranism. Finally, number 4, the Edict of Nantes. This is a decree issued by Henry IV of France that granted religious freedom to the Huguenots, the French Protestants, effectively ending the French wars of religion and letting them be people. This edict fostered a period of peace and economic prosperity by reducing religious tensions, although it was later revoked by Louis XIV in 1685, ushering a period of renewed religious persecution.